Despite ST13 being only released last weekend, Black Yellow Luffy has already won a couple of standard and flagship battles all over Asia. The deck, when played right, might potentially be in a high tier ranking together with the likes of Yamato and Reiju. Not quite Sakazuki or Gecko Moria yet, but it does have the potential. So in this video, I'll be talking to you about the deck strategy, combos, and a couple of lists for you to try out. But first, let's talk about the leader. Luffy is a black and yellow leader with the Straw Hat Crew trait and has 4 life. It has the permanent effect of all your face-up life cards will be sent to the bottom of the deck instead of your hand when taking damage. Next, Dawn 2 activate main. Once per turn, you may trash one card. If you have 0 life, add up to 2 character cards with a cost of 5 from your hand or trash to the top of your life face up. In short, if you have 0 life, discard 1, heal 2. When you take a damage on your face up life cards, it goes straight to the bottom of your deck without triggering any effects. This is a really strong effect as it combos with some of the pieces you have in this deck. You are also essentially going from 0 life to 2 life at the cost of discarding 1 card, which means even though you are at 0 life, you are still not out of the game yet. So before going through the deck's combo and winning list, I will share with you a sample deck list, the one which I'm currently using, to give you a rough idea on what cards are being used in the deck. Effects of the new cards will be on screen. Firstly, I'm playing 4 copies of Monkey D Garb. It is a searcher for any Sabo, Ace and Luffy characters. Next is Hiyori, a 2k counter, but also has the effect to stack your life. It may come useful if you want to go for the turn 2 5 cost Sabo, Ace or Luffy play. Next are the 3 toddler version of the Sabo, Ace and Luffy character. All 3 of them have the same effect. You can trash this card, check the top card of your life, and if they are the respective 5 cost characters, you can play them. Then your leader gets plus 2000 until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then we have 4 cost Borsellino blocker, a staple for any black decks, followed by 2 copies of Shirahoshi. Her draw effect is really needed as Luffy tends to use up a lot of hand cards. Her being 5 cost also combos with the leader's effect. Next we are playing another blocker which is Sabo. It being 5 cost means you can use the 2 cost Sabo effect to cheat this Sabo out from the life, and it is also good against the Gecko Moria decks. Next we have the new 5 cost Sabo. I'm only playing 2 copies of this Sabo as we are already playing 4 copies of the black one, followed by Ace, a really powerful character with Rush. Next I'm playing 4 of the new Luffy, which lets you draw 1 by trashing 1 life. It helps set up your leader's effect and combos too. Next will be 5 cost Yamato, a 2k counter. Her effect could be useful but it is really very niche. Most of the time it is just used as a 2k counter. Finally, the last character, or should I say the MVP of the deck, Gecko Moria. I wouldn't say that it is hard carrying the deck, but I would say it makes the deck really strong. I will share a little more about why Moria is really strong later on. Finally, the last card of the deck, which is 2 copies of the Three Brothers Bond. Its effect is it searches the top 5 cards of your deck for any Sabo, Ace and Luffy card. These are some of the cards that you can potentially include in the deck. You can play cards like Satori and Virgo, which are both 5 cost 2k counter, Gadatsu, or even more copies of Shirahoshi or the starter deck 13 Sabo. If you want recursion, you can possibly play Rebecca too. For events, you can include cards like Reject, 2 million Volt Amaru and even Thunderbolt. So here are some sample winning deck lists from Asia. A simple combo you can do would be to play Hiyori, placing one of the 5 cost brothers to the top of your life, then play the corresponding 2 cost character to cheat out the 5 cost character on your 4 Dawn turn. Another combo would be to use the leader's effect to fulfill your card's cost such as Thunderbolt or even your 5 cost Luffy effect to draw. My favorite one involves Gecko Moria when you're at 10 Dawns. Using 2 Dawns, you use the leader's effect to set up your Sabo blocker, Ace or both in your life. Then you play a Moria to bring back either a 1 Borsellino and a 2 cost Sabo, Ace and or Luffy. Or you can choose to bring back 2 of the 2 cost characters. Then if you brought back 2 cost Ace for example, you can transform both and get yourself 2 7k rush characters, a Gecko Moria and an 11k leader this turn. So to summarize, the deck is not an easy one to pilot. It needs a lot of practice from knowing when to activate the leader's effect, what cards to stack at the top of your life, and when to take damage from the opponent. It might be tough going against Luffy, but a tip to winning this matchup is to stuff them of resources, not to give them unnecessary hand cards to refuse them from being able to use their leader's effect freely. If you've enjoyed this video, drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comment what you think of Black Yellow Luffy and if you're excited for him. I'll be uploading the other two leaders from Starter Deck 13 before the end of the year too. Also follow me on Twitter for more One Piece TCG content, and as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.